Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to our channel once again. There is something which has been bothering me of late. Why Raila Odinga supporters are still very angry and very bitter after he joined William Ruto and formed broad-based government. It has been bothering me because personally, I also campaigned and supported Raila Odinga. On this particular platform, I know so many of you guys who really sacrificed and campaigned for Raila Odinga. And I keep on getting messages from you guys. I remember after the last election on this platform, I was running some live shows, which I'm intending to start again. And I stopped doing them, the live shows, because after Raila Odinga lost the election, most of you guys, especially those who supported Raila Odinga, were very angry. I could see anger in them. And as part of my strategy of trying to let things cool down, I decided to stop the live shows because everybody was very angry. Maybe I thought people would heal. Then Raila Odinga entered into that handshake with William Ruto. Up to now, majority of Raila Odinga supporters are still very angry and very bitter. There's a fact which we can also not run away from on this platform, that Raila Odinga is probably one of the few politicians in the Republic of Kenya who have supporters and followers. Followers are those who will go with whichever direction Raila Odinga will take them to. But even the followers, some of them are still very angry and very bitter with Raila Odinga.
Naenda kwa mara direct, Mr. Speaker. Mada yangu, nimeona saa hii Raila Odinga yuko Kenya wakiwa na mtu yake William Samuel Ruto, rafiki yake wa karibu, ndugu yake. Na hapo nyuma mnasikia vile alikuwa anaongea, ati sasa hivi wameshika urafiki wa Kenya. Raia si tunachezwa akili. La, nimeshangaa muganga mchawi anavaa sufuria kwa kichwa, ati wanapora na Ruto gari moja. Raila wana Kenya imeisha. Mimi kama moja kababa sijafurahia mambo ya handshake ya Raila Odinga na William Samuel Ruto. Sasa hivi wameenda kuleta pesa. Unajua nani atalipa? Wewe mwenye una utalipa. Hajali. Ati sasa tunaambiwa ati Honorable Raila Odinga ameenda kujenga ofisi yake. Sasa hii na hajachukua. Wengine wanasema ati Raila Odinga ataanguka. Raila honyu kwa kule raundi. Baba, ukikuja raundi umeibiwa. Baba, ukirudi umeibiwa. William Samuel Ruto, ulisema vizuri utasaidia Raila Odinga apate. Macho yetu yote kukwako. Ruto akianguka tunaenda kwa Raila. Raila akianguka tunaenda kwa Ruto. Alisema vizuri Raila Odinga anafanya nini? Atapata. Amesema raundi ataanguka. So wacha tuweke maini yetu. Atapata. Na mimi kama moja akababa wanawa, nimesema sijafurahia. Majenzi walikuwa wamefinya Ruto kwa kona. Karibu Ruto aende nyumbani. Mimi nashangaa tena huyu mwanzamu mtu wa kitandawili. Mchawi. Amsaidie tena Kenya. Na Wakenya wanaumia. Sasa kuna watoto wengi waende shuleni. Ati wameungana. MP mzema mmekoa kila na panua mdomo. Anasema ati hiyo 2017 hatuko kwa serikali. Ati sasa tuko.
I just wish Raila Odinga knew how most of his supporters invested in him emotionally. And probably he should consider how he can heal them emotionally, their emotional well-being. And in this video, I thought of trying to figure out why Raila Odinga supporters are still very angry and bitter with him. And I know for sure, if elections were to be held in the Republic of Kenya today, there is no way Raila Odinga will get the kind of support he got from his supporters during the last election. Just like it's a fact that there is no way William Ruto can get the kind of support he got in the mountain in the last election. But why are they angry and bitter? Before we get into those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates, and the money will be delivered instantly into Mpesa, Airtel Money, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. For example, if you are in UK and you run a bank account in Kenya, you can just transfer money directly into that your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. I want to go straight to the point because after this, I'm going for some burial of a young man who was killed by thugs somewhere around Ahero area. The brother is one of my staff here, so I'm heading there. Number one, in my view, I think Raila Odinga supporters feels that they were really betrayed. Betrayed in the sense that these guys invested emotionally in campaigning for Raila Odinga. And they invested heavily in ensuring that William Ruto is removed out of office. Then what happened? William Ruto rigged himself, according to them, into office. And therefore, most of them did not recognize William Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. Remember, even Raila Odinga for a long time did not recognize William Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. Majority of Raila Odinga supporters, some of them were even eliminated, some of them were maimed, some of them, I know of a 70-year-old subscriber on this platform who used to be those supportive subscribers. After the last election, it took time. Then I called him. I could not find him, but when I found him on phone, he's based in the US. Someone else picked the phone and he told me that, you see, the doctors recommended that the guy should not access TV, politics, because he was heavily affected by the outcome. So those kind of individuals, there are many. I know also of another friend of mine here called, I don't know whether to name, called Sarah. I'm not going to mention the second name, Sarah. Very affected much with the handshake because they feel betrayed. For example, Sarah was once telling me that at some point even flew several miles to go and fundraise for Raila Odinga just to remove Ruto. Then Ruto is now the president, is recognized as the president, then Raila Odinga is supporting him. When at the point, the agencies were almost removing him. So that feeling of betrayal, I think Raila Odinga did not really work hard to figure out how he was going to manage the aspect of the betrayal, the expectations of his supporters before entering into this handshake. Number two, there's also a strong feeling, especially amongst Raila Odinga supporters, that the Gen Zs were just about to remove William Ruto from office. They strongly believe so. Then what happens? It is Raila Odinga who saved William Ruto from the wrath of Gen Zs. Majority of these Gen Zs were enjoying the support of their parents. Most of their parents supported Raila Odinga. And you remember how at some point they were telling Baba, we know what you've done. You've fought. Relax. Let us deal with this guy. So there's that kind of feeling that, we were almost removing this guy. Then Raila comes and saves him. Now Raila Odinga is now in government, courtesy of the Gen Z sweat. That is making some of these guys very bitter. In fact, as we speak today, for those who've been following the comments, there are those who believe that Raila and Ruto entered into that broad-based government because of the Gen Zs, which might not be true, because the truth of the matter is that before the Gen Zs, there was a mere protest. And those Azimio protest led to the formation of the NADCO. For those who remember, when Obasanjo came, and that NADCO is what culminated into this broad-based government, and it was expected. But because Gen Zs were almost removing Ruto, then Raila Odinga came between them. There's that feeling that these guys were betrayed, and they were very bitter. The Gen Zs had the support, and they were almost reaching the destination.
Tumeona jamaa walikuwa mashindwa na kazi, wamevunja baraza ya mawaziri, wakaja kwetu kwamba tuwapatie watu. Si walikuwa mashindwa na kazi, wakaja wakasema wanapiga magoti chini, tafadhali patie sisi watu wenu ni wanajua. Naambia mwaka jana tulisema nataka saba ifanywe nini? Ifanywe nini? Mambo yangekuwa tofauti sana kama ingefanyika. Unajua haya? Sio mashindwa. Tumewapata sasa wataalamu. Mtaona kama kazi inabadilika. Vijana wewe! Vijana wewe! Sasa nataka kuendelea mbio zaidi.
Number 3 is the brutality. Police brutality. As we speak, Bob Njagi, who is a good friend of mine, we've worked with him for a long time, a harmless man, but an activist. And two brothers, were abducted from a matatu. Months later, Bob Njagi cannot be traced. The two brothers cannot be traced. Bob Njagi, I remember when I was the national coordinator for the ODM Youth Relief, Bob Njagi was, I think he was also the vice chairman of Y4, Youth for Raila. And he did a fantastic job. At some point, I think after, you remember when Ababu was almost taking the party, and the men in black intervened. Bob Njagi was appointed, I think, director, he was elected to some position within ODM party. Now, someone like Bob Njagi, which mistake did they commit for them to be abducted without trace like that? This is a man who has a family. The wife just gave birth the other day. Then Raila still expect the supporters to be happy. They can't be happy. They can't be happy. Number 4, Kenya Kwanza so far has failed in the eyes of those who support Raila Odinga. And they believe that there is nothing new Raila Odinga is going to bring to change Kenya Kwanza. If anything, they believe that William Ruto is going to shortchange Raila Odinga, and that Raila Odinga and the experts are going to carry the burden of Kenya Kwanza. So, if Kenya Kwanza were making progress, at least they would be happy. The other day, William Ruto made some promises of 20,000 jobs to clean Nairobi River. You know, the people he was addressing were not even 5,000. Huge crowd. So I am just imagining how that cleaning of Nairobi River can result into 20,000 job opportunities. And I remember the youths were telling him off. And that's now the kind of government Raila Odinga is part of. These guys are very happy. And lastly, just like I was explaining, Raila Odinga supporters invested their emotions in the campaign. It will take time. If I were Raila Odinga, I'd look for counselors to try and talk to people, even through TVs, so that they can overcome the emotional damage caused to them by investing heavily in the campaign emotionally, then losing, then feeling the betrayal. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.